This evening, bandits unsuccessfully strike one Water Street bank. Ever have trouble with decimal places? Apparently, so does the EU. One of the winners of the National Visual Art Competition shares what the victory meant to him. The Working People's Alliance raises some pertinent issues. In the region, in Trinidad and Tobago, next week, Cabinet will discuss the future of the national oil company, Petrotrin. And internationally, North Korea successfully tests an intercontinental ballistic missile.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Ramville Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel. Join us. Chaos on Water Street was ended by fast-acting police and security guards. They were able to foil an early morning bank robbery. Here's more. Early this morning, 4 men were involved in a botched robbery attempt at the Republic Bank on Water Street. 3 of the men were apprehended and 1 was killed. The dead man, a man by the name of Elton Ray, parked his vehicle in this spot at the South Rijnveld Plaza Bridge area before committing the crime. It is currently after 5 p.m. and the vehicle is still here. The dead man was identified as an employee of the National Agriculture Research Institute Extension, while one of the captured bandits was identified as a bank employee, according to A Division Commander Marlon Chapman. Commander Chapman said 4 firearms, including 3 9mm handguns and 1 .40 caliber gun, were recovered in the aftermath of the attempted robbery. According to Chapman, the men made off with no money. Chapman said the bandits gained entry to the lower flat of the bank by entering the southern automatic teller machine. The bank alarm went off and the security guards and bandits exchanged fire. Police responded promptly and continued the shootout. The 3 remaining men attempted to flee but were caught shortly thereafter. The EU is having a case of the moving decimal point. At their recently called press conference, they said they gave the Guyana government $348.5 billion. The amount they actually gave the Guyanese was much less than that. Wendell Jeffrey is following the money.
George, the PPP found themselves defending the indefensible as they were asked to account for some $348.5 billion, which the European Union ambassador said they gave to the Guyana government between 2006 and 2013. President Jacques Diot said he was unaware of what the EU was speaking about, as his government had only received about $31 billion during that same period. The developments came as the ambassador of the EU repeated and then handed to the press corps correspondences which claimed that Brussels gave Guyana hundreds of billions of dollars in that 7-year period. The ambassador also said that 1.24 million euros were given to the EU to spend among Sugar Protocol countries.
So, Sugar Protocol countries were allocated 1.28 billion euros in restructuring aid in the form of the accompanying measures for the Sugar Protocol countries to help adapt to the new market conditions. Between 2006 and 2013, Guyana was allocated 348.5 billion Guyanese.
Headline News has asked the local EU office to say whether the 1.24 million euros was the correct amount or not. In a correction notice sent out today, the EU said that it was $34.85 billion that was actually given to the Guyana government for sugar reconstruction and not $348.5 billion. They also said that part of the $34.85 billion was given to the Granger administration in 2016. Headline News asked the EU to say how much of that 34.85 billion was actually given to the current administration. George, up to press time, we had not yet received any answers to our written questions. A statement from the EU says that the delegation of the European Union sincerely regrets any confusion caused. Reporting for Channel 2 Headline News, I am Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Walk into your destiny. This was the advice of one of the winners of this year's National Visual Arts Competition. In this exclusive interview, Compton Bab explains what last week's victory meant to him.
Walking in your design destiny that is set for you will open up many doors for you.
On the heels of his recent success, winner of the 2017 Guyana Visual Arts Competition drawing category, Compton Bab, shared what the win meant for him.
To be announced the winner for the drawing competition, that was a long-lasting desire that needed to be filled. Because I have been drawing for years. I have been drawing, since I was young,
This is the drawing that won this year's competition. It is entitled An Orphan's Dream. This is not the first national competition Bab has won in recent years. The logo for Guyana's Golden Jubilee celebration was done by him and an associate named Christopher Taylor. Bab explained that the desire for national unity is what led to the chosen design.
It represents a strong, resolute, firm stand with a strong roar in one voice, one people, as we move forward strong together. So
he admits that it was a long and difficult journey to get to this point, having to divert from his dream of art for a career in marketing.
From art to design to marketing, I decided to come back to where I started, because I realized God gave me this this ability that I choose to shelve and not allow it to maximize or to grow into something great. So I kind of feel guilty after a while, and I realized that I need to step into my destiny and to see where that will go.
Bab's drawing and other winners of this year's visual arts competition are on display at the Castellani House from June 29th to August 19th, 2017. If you'd like to watch the interview in its entirety, visit us on our YouTube page. Don't go away. Coming up on Headline News after the break, the WPA raises some pertinent issues, and Guyana is moving into new rice markets.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
I found love in you, and I've learned to love me too. Never have I felt that I could be all that you see. It's like our hearts have intertwined.
Jean-Louis Styles, simply different.
This is why I love you.
This is your last chance to see Guyana's most phenomenal comedy show. Saturday the 1st of July, showtime 9 p.m. Nothing to laugh about, Kenny!
Once again, it behooves
bringing the energy to the power suites.
They always gotta be extra.
What's the big fair one? What are you thinking of Parliament?
Tickets available at Power Suite, Gisland Mall, Gizmos and Gadget, Nigel Supermarket, and Sir Mars at 687-6361.
The founder and senior pastor, Prophet Wade Ridley of Restoration and Life Ministry Church, in collaboration with the Ministry of Public Health, presents a health fair on Saturday, 8th July 2017 at the Restoration and Life Ministry Church, located on Caneview Avenue, South Rheinveld Gardens, between David Rose and Greenheart Streets. Come and access free testing for blood sugar, blood pressure, HIV, VIA, and blood group. Also, dental services, mental health awareness, TB sensitization, and family planning. Lots of side attractions for the children. Starts at 9 a.m. and ends at 3 p.m. Admission free.
World Vision New Testament Church of God presents Gospel Fantasia, an evening of kingdom arts and entertainment featuring the World Vision Choir, Pastor Sean Sobers, Solid Youth, Melissa Vandier, Earl Bishop, Sean English, Young Greaves, Samuel Midas, and others. On July 2nd, 2017, start 7 p.m. at the National Cultural Center. Tickets $1,000. Tickets available at National Cultural Center, World Vision, 79 David Street, Kitty, Fun Roger Variety Store, Robb Street, Cassidy Gospel Music Center, Orange Walk, and on Charlotte Street, Andrew Supermarket, and your local church.
It's always fresh, tasty, enticing, and the best in town. Served hot from our experienced chefs. Come and enjoy our daily meals with a wide and delicious menu to choose from. Also a wide variety of pastries and dessert. We can also host your luncheons, cocktails, parties, and formal gathering. For reservation, call 225-1730, 225-0038, and delivery 225-0195 or 225-0159. The New Thriving Chinese Restaurant, 32 Main Street, Georgetown.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook, Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
With the usual intense and matter-of-factly demeanor, the WPA called a press conference today and raised some concerns that they have with the Granger-led government. They noted that at the upcoming meeting later this month with the other APNU partners, the WPA will make their grievances known. They also touched on some other hot-button issues. Reporter Wendell Jeffrey was there and captured their sentiments.
At their recently held press conference, members of the WPA executive continued to express their fundamental differences with the way the Granger administration is approaching the governance of Guyana, particularly how they handled the demotion of their party member, Dr. Rupert Roopnarine. Dr. Hines believes that Dr. Rupert Rupnarine was hastily and prematurely relieved of his office, citing underperformance by the Granger administration.
And you should discern from statements emanating from others that that is what Dr. Rupnarine was removed for. Nobody said he was removed for ill health. Constant reference is being made to the performance of the ministry. So one can reasonably draw that conclusion.
Dr. Hines believes also that there is a deliberate intention of the coalition to keep the executive members of the WPA at arm's length. Dr. Hines believes that the leaders of the government think that the WPA is too radical.
See, the WPA comes out of a tradition that we feel that government should be an agent of fundamental change. See, whereas other parties talk about reform and continuing the status quo as it is, we in the WPA feel that in these societies like Guyana, if people are to be given a chance to realize the good life, as the president puts it, there has to be fundamental change in the society. And in that regard, we are not on the same book with some of our partners who are more for tinkering with the status quo. And so therefore we know that there's a disagreement there. And our suspicion is that, keep them at arm's length. Do not let them get close to power. They're too radical. You see? And we understand that. But we are saying that there is a place for radicalism.
At the press conference, the WPA also took time to congratulate the children who wrote the recent Grade 6 assessment exams. They applauded the increases in the overall achievements, especially in the area of math. They noted that former substantive Minister of Education, Dr. Rupert Rupnarine, was very instrumental in the seismic turnaround in the overall results. They noted that he did it in such a short space of time, under 2 years. However, when asked by Headline News why no mention was made by the WPA of the role the junior minister, Minister Nicolette Henry, played in the recent successes across academics in Guyana, Dr. Hines said that she had nothing to do with it.
Nicolette Henry was not in charge of education. She had nothing to do with the education portfolio. She was responsible for culture, youth, and sports, and not the education. So,
but some mention was made of her traveling to the Region 8 and another place on behalf of the Ministry of Education.
We are not concerned. That's not our business. That is not our business. Our business is Dr. Rupnarine's performance in the ministry, and that is what we are here to talk about. If others want to talk about Nicolette Henry's performance, that is for them. We are concerned here with a co-leader of the Working People's Alliance who we feel has been treated unfairly.
The WPA also has a problem with the $500,000 for rent for out-of-town ministers. When asked what they thought was a reasonable amount, Dr. Hines said this.
If you're going to pay a rent, at least be reasonable if you're going to contribute to the rent. But our view is that we don't see why they should not pay their own.
Reporting for Channel 2 Headline News, I am Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Guyana is expanding its rice markets. Here's more. This is diplomacy and business in action. This is the first shipment of rice paddy to Mexico. On Friday, the Guyana Rice Development Board began shipping $17.7 million worth of paddy over the next 2 months. This was a deal that was struck after the Prime Minister visited Mexico City in 2015. Allison Peters, head of the Guyana Rice Board, explains.
This first vessel is going to take 17,000 tons, and the exporter has signed a contract for 60,000 tons to go into Mexico between this month and next month.
Earlier this year, the government of Mexico approved the zero-rated importation of 150,000 metric tons of paddy and rice products from outside of the North American Free Trade Agreement, or NAFTA. Normally, non-NAFTA nations trading with Mexico are required to pay a tax of 9% on paddy and 20% on rice products. Minister of Agriculture, Noel Holder, said that the Mexico agreement is a step in the right direction as the government is actively pursuing new markets for Guyana's rice and paddy. Thus far, this is the first major rice deal made since the termination of the Petrocaribe rice deal with Venezuela in 2015. Over the holiday weekend, individuals and families sought to enjoy it in a variety of ways. In anticipation for the long weekend, the Tower Suites made some adjustments to their facility to accommodate patrons for a national show. Wendell Jeffrey was on hand and shared this report.
The Tower Suites transformed the outdoor area and the poolside to create an impressive ambiance. A seating area was created by constructing a platform over their pool. This created an impressive sight for the final rerun of the famous show, Nothing to Laugh About. Over the CARICOM weekend, the patrons of the Tower Suites were treated to hilarious antics of the cast.
Officer, what are the documents you're talking about? What are the documents I'm talking about? I'm talking about your birth certificate, your baptism certificate, your land title, your bank statement, and your death certificate.
At intervals, individual cast members took to the stage and did bouts of stand-up comedy.
Excuse me, madam. There's a gentleman with you. My deepest sympathy.
Renowned comedian Lyndon Jumbie Jones had the audience in stitches as he roasted his fellow comedian Chow Pao. Jones recalled how Chow Pao accepted a role in the movie Rainbow Rani for free, only to end up acting in a less than desirable role.
When this man got a set of tattoos, when this man go with tattoo with Chow Pao got all the man tattoo print on it. I said Chow Pao has got another role in this movie, so wait till the movie done this, see what Chow Pao is doing.
The comedians used the open-air atmosphere and the available poolside to their full advantage. Nothing to Laugh About is normally held at the National Cultural Center. However, the setting at the Tower Suites allowed for a different kind of entertainment and interaction with the cast. It was obvious that the patrons enjoyed the experience. For Channel 2 Headline News, I'm Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Don't go away. Still ahead, we have our regional and international news.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safe TV Channel 2.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook, Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
I found love in you, and I've learned to love me too. Never have I felt that I could be all that you see. It's like our hearts have intertwined,
Jean-Louis Styles, simply different.
This is why I love you.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
Now opened, the new thriving Chinese restaurant Providence location. Perfect for large events, exquisite menus featuring traditional Korean, Chinese and Western cuisine, elegant grand dining room and seats for over 500 persons. Also additional seating on the upper flat, luxurious VIP rooms and an elevator for your comfort. The new thriving Chinese restaurant second location above Massey Supermarket, Amazonian Mall, Providence. For reservation call 623-4097 or 657-9067.
In news from the region now, in Trinidad and Tobago, the Petro-Trin report will go before Cabinet for consideration next Thursday, July the 13th, for its decision on the way forward for the energy company. C News has that story.
Petro-Trin report will go before Cabinet for consideration next Thursday, July 13th, for its decision on the way forward for the energy company. The announcement follows a meeting of the Energy Subcommittee of the Cabinet today to review the recently completed report on the operations of state-owned Petro-Trin for a second time. The Energy Subcommittee is chaired by Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. According to the Office of the Prime Minister, on this occasion, the subcommittee was in receipt of responses to the report from Petro-Trin, Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries, Ministry of Finance, the National Gas Company, and Wendell Motley, a distinguished member of the Energy Subcommittee. The Petro-Trin Review Committee, chaired by Selwyn Lashley, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries, was appointed by the Prime Minister in March following a cabinet decision that called for a review of operations at Petro-Trin in light of the company's falling revenues, allegations of mismanagement, and decreasing oil prices worldwide. The committee had submitted its findings on June 6th.
And internationally, with the apparent success of its latest IBCM test, potentially capable of reaching all of Alaska, we look back at the history of North Korea's nuclear threats and how much of a risk it poses in 2017. The Telegraph has more. And now for the weather. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Tuesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and SafeTVGuyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed evening.